We are now recording.
All right, so we're gonna start with the main event, Ngannou versus Stipe. That was poetry. That was poetry in
Poetry.
motion. Like this dude Ngannou, he okay. First of all, what made the fight poetic was the fact that he learned from everything that he, from all the mistakes that he made before. He's this giant dude, like who you don't even you get the feeling that he hasn't even quite molded into who he's supposed to be yet, because at a point where you see him do this spin, you could see him kind of like losing his
Balance.
balance, because he's just this massive giant dude. But what's amazing about it is the fact that he's this massive giant dude, but he was doing things that welterweights do. He was fighting almost like a welterweight, because you got to think about this. Stipe is a lot swifter. Stipe is a lot quicker. Stipe was getting out of the way of a lot of dangerous overhands or whatever. Like certain parts like that was kind of reminding me of the last fight. But then the thing is, he realized that Ngannou was so dangerous at this point that he could never really get into the fire and trade with him, which he was able to do that in the last fight.
Yeah.
So that in itself was crazy. Then another part of the fight that made it so epic is the fact that if there's anyone who's gonna go out on their shield, it's Stipe. And you see he was able to eat like a couple of crazy shots from Ngannou most men would have went to sleep on that first overhand that he got caught with. So he was able to withstand that because Stipe is you got to kill him. I mean, you saw the image, you saw his final image before, like when he went down, like his leg damn near broke. You know what I'm saying, when he fell down. What So another part that made it really epic was the fact that Stipe gave him his last best shot before his ultimate like demise. Like that last like patented right hand by Stipe where
Yeah.
he's just coming back, that pullback, and then he just goes to sleep. Like that was amazing. Like there's no better way to win a championship than against a guy like Stipe. You're avenging a loss, and then you also at least have that little bit of that little moment, that little shakeup where you have to go past the first round. You have to take Stipe's best shot. So that was my thoughts on that. That was epic. That was poetic. How about you guys?
You want to go, Jim? You want me to go?
Doesn't matter to me, man. Yeah.
Right. Let me hear your thoughts. Let me hear your thoughts.
Well, so the one thing that I was really impressed by is that a lot of times you hear fighters say they put in the work, they were training harder, but for me, I actually believed Francis, and I believe his teammates who trained with him. A lot of people still doubted if Francis really evolved, from the last fight because you didn't really see much of him. Even in his rise back to the title shot, 10 seconds, 20, 30 seconds, so you really didn't see him tested in an actual battle, a war. So there were a lot of questions. The fact that he's evolving, at this rate is a scary thing because the old Stipe the old Francis still survived 5 rounds. 5 rounds. Didn't get finished. He got dominated, but he still survived this hard shots domination. Um, it was impressive how technically sound he looked. The leg kicks, the patience, the movements, some of the things he was doing. It was really impressive, and Stipe seemed like he really didn't have an answer. Once the first takedown was stuffed, and he felt like Francis' power, like oh crap, like coming into the second round, he looked a bit like discouraged. Like what do I do? So, um, not only was it impressive, but he did that to Stipe. Stipe, one of the greatest to ever do it, that war tested, beat all of the greats. So this Francis is a scary guy. I am really hopeful and looking forward to see how much he's going to evolve and to see what's next for him because honestly, if he keeps doing this, I don't really see any threats, anyone who's going to beat him in the next 5, 6, 7 fights right now in that division.
I mean, you boys said it all right there. I mean, the key was the patience. What killed him in the first fight and why he couldn't stuff a takedown is because he came out with all hell in the first round. And it's not just how many punches thrown, it's your heart rate, it's the pressure of the title fight. Everything caused his body to just tighten and stiffen. He couldn't do anything, literally couldn't do shit. It gave me reminiscences of Brock Lesnar versus Shane Carwin, how Shane Carwin's body just broke down because he came out too strong. So it was the patience. And I love how everybody kept saying, why have Usman in your corner besides the obvious reasons? And he kept saying it's for emotional support, emotional support. And you heard him, I don't know if you heard him in the interview, he says, he's like, every time I wanted to unleash, I kept hearing Kamaru in my ear saying, relax, relax, relax. And that was the key. He basically taught him his own, like he fixed his Achilles heel, which was himself. It was his rage in the octagon, like that thing. Once he starts coming out, the heart rate, and you get too thirsty for the kill. And if you don't get that kill, then your body has to normalize. It doesn't always normalize well. I mean, the patience, like you said, the leg kicks, and then once he stuffed that takedown, I literally grabbed everybody in the room and I was like, Stipe came out the next round. His face said, "Oh crap, I have to stand with this guy now." Over. It was, all respect to Stipe. Shit. Oh boy. We gonna talk about it later. I don't think I think there's only one man right now that's gonna beat Ngannou. And we'll talk about that later.
That's gonna. That's a strong word.
I said that can. I switched it up.
Oh, that can. Okay. Were you guys surprised by the shots that Stipe was able to take before he ultimately went out?
No, not at all.
Yeah, it's the same here. Not really. I mean, Stipe won. If he would have, honestly, I feel like if Stipe would have took that fight, a short period of time after he fought DC, then those shots maybe would have put him out. But Stipe has a pretty good chin. It's just that, when you're fighting back to back to back, sometimes those wars, wear on you. So you need time to fully recover, time to rest, time to be out of the sport. So he had enough time to fully get back. He had a lot of time actually, before he fought Francis for the rematch.
No, I feel you. I mean, I was surprised because there's a difference between a good chin and the hands of God. like when you put a granite chin against the hands of God, I'll take the hands of God any day. You understand what I'm saying? Like we're talking about someone who was in the sand mines from like a little boy, like shoveling sand, like what I'm saying? Like he has like old man strength, and he's a relatively young man. You know what I'm saying? So it's different.
Oh, and also too,
especially when he took that overhand, like that was a clean overhand, like on the side of his, like that was crazy, man.
And also too, side notes, we are now in the era of the three kings: Israel, Francis, and Usman. Not just stand up.
Let's represent, baby.
Nah, like
holding it down.
So I got a question for John. So for anyone, all the viewers watching, right? So like we got a chat. We talk a lot of shit about like the people who we're more fans of or whatever. So being that I've talked as much smack as I've talked about John Jones, does that make you any less of a fan of Izzy or Ngannou or Ngannou? I'm asking you.
Now you ain't asking no stupid questions. Get that out. Don't make me pull up receipts. All right, don't get that out. Just admit it. You hating on my man. Matter of fact, we're not gonna wait to the end. John Jones is gonna be the heavyweight champion of the world. Get that.
Okay, so being that you have such an ambitious goal for John Jones, what is your path? What is his path to victory against Ngannou, in your opinion?
The path to every victory for John Jones is that he's always at least a step ahead of his opponent. Again, Nothing is guaranteed. As said, he is the only person I believe right now that can stop that train, because I believe John Jones can stop any train. He's just that good. And we've spoken about it 1,000 times already behind closed doors, where I say I know his last couple of performances make you think he's not the champ he once was. I could care less, Papa. He has not lost. There have been some controversial decisions, could have gone either way, but he has not lost. And I don't think he will lose. Right now, the battle is not whether he can beat Jones, it's whether he can beat Dana White. Because it seems like these guys are just, they can never get it together. Granted, we're only 2 days from the fight, and it's always the same deal. Every time he posts something, especially near a fight, having to do with him, Dana always got some shit that's gonna say. And this is not the first time he's done this. This is not the first time he's done this. Dana understands the money behind this. He understands. They in heavyweight, there's no fight that's gonna do half the buys that John Jones Francis Ngannou would do. Let's just keep it a whole buck. And I told you earlier, I said, my personal opinion, if all this nonsense was, I don't even know if it's real. I don't know. But I think the actual path to the biggest we could do is give Derek Lewis his shot as a he deserves it and earned it type deal, and give John Jones maybe Cyril Gane or like a top opponent. And that will collide the two men. John Jones would have had his heavyweight fight. He will demolish whoever he's going to fight. Ngannou will most likely beat Lewis, hopefully by throwing punches this time. And then the two can meet.
Well, you know what? That's the thing. To me, it's smarter for Jones to fight someone first rather than jump right to Francis, especially not fighting a heavyweight yet, and being inactive for so long. You know what I mean? To me, that can work against him. So it's better, it's smarter for him to fight somebody first,
Absolutely agree. That's why I'm saying I think that's ideal route. The problem is when a man like John Jones exists, you have to kind of just go for broke.
Yeah, especially
talking. The confidence that he has in him, that he knows what he's capable of. It's hard to give him a number one contender fight. He's literally considered the greatest of all time, and you're gonna give him a number one contender fight. It's kind of like, let's go for broke, And then Izzy will clap back like crazy if he would have got a number one contender instead of a heavyweight fight. Izzy would be like, "Oh, you were talking shit about me, but you need a tune-up fight." And you can imagine, John Jones is not going to accept anything less than the belt. Let's just keep it.
Okay, my thing with John Jones is that the longer you're undefeated, the bigger the mystique, right? And I think the harder to fall. He's been a champion since he's been 23 years old. So that's a phenomenal feat. The thing is, I feel like if he even gets beat by someone who has the hands of God, like Ngannou, that takes the mystique away from him. So to me, I feel like if Stipe was to win, he wouldn't be talking so much. He wouldn't be so focused on money, on making like a crazy payday. I think it's the fact that Ngannou is such a bigger risk than Stipe. That's why he wants to get that major payday. And is he is he scared? Is he scared of Ngannou? Probably not. I mean, he's been a champion since he's been 23 years old.
Probably.
He's Probably not. I'm not gonna go all the way. I'm not gonna go all the way.
Papa, you know who you're talking about here?
Yo, listen, man. Listen.
Respect, man.
Listen, I think he sees the risk of his brand being tarnished. So he wants a bigger payday than if he was to fight someone like Stipe. I agree with that, yeah. I think he would have taken his normal paycheck for about $5 million or whatever it is, and whatever he gets on the back end from endorsements. And I think he would have been fine with that, because I don't think Stipe would have presented any challenges that he hasn't seen before.
You know what? But yeah. I'm sorry to cut you off, but yeah, honestly, I think it's correct. I say that because of this. Once again, it's not a fear factor, but John Jones is a businessman as well. And if I'm gonna battle some dude across the street, for like $500 for a guitar battle, if I lose, no one knows. But if you're a big name and you know how much is at stake, you're gonna want to be compensated more money. That's just how it is. You know what's at risk. You know Francis can knock you out super fast. You know you can be embarrassed. So you're gonna want to be compensated more in order to take that chance. It's not really fair. It's just like assessing, things.
Like Ngannou could not only like mess up his mystique, but he could also literally change his life. Like you understand what I'm saying?
I need to say something. Y'all bugging. All right. You telling me that if Stipe would have won, right? That would have not only made Stipe even more ferocious and terrifying because he beat this monster who's gotten better, but that would have made John Jones even more thirsty to ask for money because he knows Stipe is not a draw. He would have been begging. He would have immediately said the same thing. I'm ready for you, Stipe. Show me the money. And it would have been the same thing. It would have been the same thing. Dana White probably would have not been so off-putting because it's Stipe and he's like everyone else that doesn't give Stipe the respect he deserves.
Yeah.
But because it's Ngannou, all of a sudden Dana, I don't even know why Dana is talking shit about John Jones. He don't even give a shit about John Jones. If you know that's just going to make you bread, why are you talking shit? Why are you saying, I think he should be thinking about going down to 185? Why would you do that? But
that was funny though. That was funny.
But
that was pretty funny.
That Dana White is a mental warfare genius. In the business world, Dana White always knows what he's doing, even when he sounds fucking cracked out his mind. Especially I'm gonna say, except the lightweight division. I think he fucked that whole division up single-handedly. But he knows what he's doing. And I think there might be a reason why he said that, because before he went out there, he already knew they were going to be asking about John Jones. He had that answer real quick. Yeah. So I feel like there may be something to that. Maybe he is doing that. Maybe he knows something about John Jones. Maybe he knows when he pisses John Jones off, that fucking gets John Jones motivated more than anything. Who knows? All I know is that UFC and John need to work their shit out, so that I can go somewhere public and watch that fight with you, and I can embarrass you in front of everybody.
Man, I mean that'll be an amazing dream. You know what I mean? But I don't think that's actually going to happen. But
if Jones can pull it off,
listen,
if Jones can pull it off, that even cements his legacy as like man, this dude is keeping up with the newer guys too, and one of the scariest dudes. That'll be impressive. I have my doubts, but we'll see.
I'll give him all the respect in the world. Here's the thing: John Jones was comparing himself to Conor McGregor, right? So is there a chance that John Jones is asking for an insane amount of money, because you really think Dana White is not going to want to pay him 10? Let's say he gets 5. You really think Dana White's not going to pay him 10?
Yes.
For such a big fight?
Absolutely.
You really think so?
You don't know the history of Dana White and John Jones if you're asking that question.
Okay, even if that's the case,
fucking two little sisters that can't get it together.
even if that's the case, right? John Jones said on First Take, I shared that clip into the chat. John Jones said on First Take that at the end of the day, it's about the names that he collects. It's about the legacy more than it is about the money. Right, that was like a couple of months ago.
So what you're implying is that he's saying that he don't care about money. That's not true.
No. I'm not saying that he doesn't care about money. He doesn't care about making the most money. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he's overestimating. I feel like he's either overestimating his worth, or he's possibly trying to make enough money to where it compensates for if he loses and his mystique is gone.
I feel like what I'm saying out the possibility that he just may have gotten a contract or a number from Dana that was just disrespectful. You're acting like that can't be a possibility. Well, or you're not even giving him the benefit of doubt, and not even the single. We don't know going on behind closed doors, but I can guarantee you, at this point in John Jones' career, he better be asking for a paycheck. He better be, because he's gonna sell pay-per-views, especially when he finishes Ngannou. He's gonna be selling them pay-per-views. Let me tell you.
Listen, you just said pay-per-views, right? When you look at the top pay-per-views of all time, like in the UFC, I don't see John Jones anywhere in that category. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he's, I feel like he's overestimating. I feel like he's Like the first person you're gonna see is Khabib and Conor, and then
Because
you're
the
gonna
only
see
person you see is
Izzy.
Conor.
You're even gonna see. Listen, you're even gonna see Izzy in there against what's his name? Paulo. Was it Paulo? No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no. Robert Whitaker.
No, I
No,
think
no, no,
Robert
no, no,
Whitaker
no.
or no Paulo Costa.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is it Paulo Costa?
was it Whitaker when he won the belt.
I believe Costa. I believe because I remember Dana White saying it broke records like crazy.
Probably.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not like John Jones is some major draw. He probably would have been
Yes.
if he
Here's
hadn't
the
been
thing.
like
So
on some crazy shit. What?
now this kind of reminds me of the whole thing with Mighty Mouse. Not the same level, but Dana White and Dana White's problem was this. Still, he was saying that listen, even though Jones is the greatest of all time, the buys for pay per views is not the highest still, so he's not like doing crazy numbers. So that's probably why Dana White's not offering him, a certain amount of money. Once again, I'm not saying it's right, but knowing how Dana White operates,
No, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but
you know,
I'm not saying he's a record breaker, but he sells pay-per-views. His pay-per-views are in the upper echelon. He's not going to be in the same lineup as Conor McGregor, bros, quite obviously. And then as we go along through the years, we're going to sell more and more, especially the way that we market. They're just going to keep breaking records. And keep in mind that Paulo Costa and Izzy was more expensive too, so that obviously made more money. And it was during a time where people were thirsty for that shit because we didn't have anything else. There's a lot of things that you got to take into consideration. So it's a weak argument, very weak.
No. I think it was pretty legit.
I think
mean,
you just
Izzy
don't think you've been a fan of John Jones ever, and you're a hater, and it's all right.
that doesn't matter.
I got some haterade want some more.
Well, listen. But that doesn't. One thing doesn't have anything to do with the other. Your boy, which I don't know if you're quite still a fan of him anymore, but your boy Izzy, like, has been in the game for a fraction of the time that John Jones has been in there.
I'm not a fan. You don't know if I'm a fan of him.
No, I don't know, because it's a rivalry. I don't know. It's kind of like a rivalry now.
Get out here, boy.
It's kind of like a rivalry now, because John Jones is in a weird predicament where he either has to choose to get his ass whipped by Lil Bro or Big Bro Ngannou. So it's like one or the other. It's either Ngannou or Izzy.
Let me ask you.
So with that kind of rivalry, I can't see you like being a huge fan of either, like, right now. You know what I'm saying?
Of either who?
Like Izzy or Ngannou.
I love both of them. But you
All right,
have
it's good to,
I've been a fan of Ngannou and Izzy maybe 3 years now, 4 years. I've been a fan of John Jones for 10 plus fucking years. Like, I've been watching this man forever.
Right.
So he's gonna have a different place in my heart, yes. But I am I'm a fan of Ngannou. I love this man. That's why I say John Jones can beat him. You're the one that's giving John Jones nothing. You're giving him no love on any aspect of the spectrum. You shitting on him left and right, and that's fine. You do. I am a fan of both of these men. I'm just saying, if anybody has the tools and the weapons to kill that wildebeest, it's John Jones.
All right.
Now, let's talk about the co-main event, sir.
All right, next fight. Yes. Let's think about the next fight. The guy whose brain is now saying, falling in and out of love with you.
Oh my God.
Tyron Woodley.
Jesus Christ.
versus.
That was savage.
Nah.
Versus.
Tyron.
So, now, the one thing I will say off the back is that Tyron Woodley, I'm happy that he fought this way. I'm happy he broke the streak of just watching his opponents, watching himself lose, watching himself drown. Yeah. So I'm happy that he actually came out swinging. I actually think that Tyron could have won that fight if he kept his composure. I think when he hurt Luque, his mind went, okay, wow, like finally I'm back in the game. He got overly excited when he hurt Luque, and this guy is always dangerous. Luque is always dangerous. We've seen that in the past. Even when he's hurt, he's dangerous. So when he caught Tyron with that was it the right hand or left hand? I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember, but he was like flying across the octagon like a rag doll.
Dude,
yeah.
that was hard to see. That was hard to see because I actually wanted Willie to win that fight. and not because I bet on Whitley, but because I felt like he showed a different, he showed a bit of his old self back. He could have won that fight. I was disappointed at the fact that he was swinging his wild loopy punches. I'm like, dude, you brag about boxing training with like you know with like Canelo and these guys in the gym all the time. You should know the fundamentals of boxing now, to where you aren't swinging these wild loopy punches like a street fight. So I was disappointed when that happened, and but it's time for him to retire. He's 38 years old, I believe. I don't see where else there is to go for him right now except retirement.
So this fight was a definition of the thrill and the agony of the sport, and and the thrill and the agony was within one person. Usually, thrill and agony means that you're celebrating one person while you feel like shit for another. Both of those feelings were within Tyron Woodley.
Yeah.
Because like you felt the thrill, like yes, like he came out like truthfully, I've never seen Tyron Woodley ever fight like that. Like just come out like a savage, like out of nowhere. He's usually way more calculated. So that was something refreshing to see. But then the agony was the fact that, you have that realization that he's kind of fighting desperately also to a certain degree. And it's the last fight on his contract.
Yeah.
You know that it's his fourth fight, and if he loses that fight, like Dana White wasn't that big of a fan of him to begin with. So you knew he was probably going to get the boot after that. So, that was a crazy thing to see. And then it was a crazy image to see Tyron Woodley getting submitted, because Tyron Woodley doesn't really like, even against the last three best guys in the world in the welterweight division, he didn't get finished. He somehow, you know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, he got finished by Colby, but that was like, his
Colby,
rib broke.
Yeah.
It was,
Colby submitted
that's
his
what I'm
ribs.
saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was a crazy scene.
Let's just be clear. It's not that Dana White wasn't a big fan of him. Dana White can't stand him. Never. Right? And for so many reasons that we don't even need to get into, but exactly what Jim said. I was so happy to see that he went out on the shield. If he would have just laid on that cage again, I swear to you, I would have turned that TV off. I was not going to do it. But the minute he came out, I was like, yes, please. I don't even care if he loses, please. I love Tyron Woodley, man. I know. I never for 1 second throughout that fight thought he was going to win. Never. And it's not any disrespect to him. It's more of the amazing respect I have for Vicente Luque. I truly believe Vicente Luque is going to fight for the belt one day. I think that's how good that man is. He's crazy good. And I just from the minute they announced it, I remember I was like, this is a bad fight for Tyron.
Yeah.
Bad fight. This is not. I don't, of all people to fight last on your contract, you feed him to this wolf. It's just not okay. I'm gonna be real. I don't see him retiring. I think he's just gonna go to another organization. He's gonna make some good money out of that, and then probably win a belt in another organization, and then bounce. It just depends on the organization.
Yeah,
Bellator.
He's cool.
Division, man. Down
in Bellator, he's done. And
one
one he's done.
PFL. He can make a lot of money.
Listen,
PFL,
if he goes to ONE FC, those Chinese dudes are gonna like massacre him.
Yeah. In that division, yes.
Listen,
yes.
Those Chinese dudes are no joke, bro.
That division too, yeah.
I don't even watch that league like that.
Massacre, but he's got a chance.
Oh man, I don't know.
PFL
He just
is a good home for him.
Probably the smartest move
He'll
with
make a lot of
PFL.
money there.
probably,
Yeah.
but he just went at it. Like, there's something to be said for going at it with like four of some of the best guys in the best organization in the world, and you're about to turn 39 in a couple of days. So his reflexes.
Even on his win streak, he's constantly fighting the best man in the world. Constantly.
Right, but I'm talking about getting dominated by four of some of the best.
No, I know
in
what
the
you mean. I'm
UFC.
just saying, like, he's got dominated, but even before that, he was still like it's not like he just started and started getting dominated. He's been fighting the best of the best. It's just like he's never had a day off in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fact. So I don't see him really holding up at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, Yoel Romero is like a special case when it comes to stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
Yoel Romero he's another dude. Like he doesn't even really look human. Like Ngannou, when Ngannou was in that fight and he was in his stance, like it didn't even look like a real person. Like that was just too much muscle. Like I like like it looked like Stipe was fighting like some type of
King
fighting
Kong.
some type of yeah,
King
you know what I'm
Kong.
saying? Like literally.
Godzilla or something. Yeah. Yeah.
No, that was some King Kong versus Godzilla type shit though. Yo,
So,
but
so what's next for Vicente?
Vicente, I actually like his call out, to be honest. Like I like the Nate Diaz matchup because Nate Diaz is a thug, huh? Nate Diaz is a thug. He has a crazy chin. He's gonna come forward, and I think Luque is gonna be able to also shine in that situation because Luque is more of a counter fighter. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, but honestly, I don't see Nate. Nate is not fighting him. He's not fighting him. He's gonna find some excuse like, who is this guy?
you know who I like? I like the fight. Him and Jeff Neal would be a good one. I would
That
love to see him and Jeff Neal.
yes, that would be a good fight. Yeah,
Michael
yeah,
Chiesa too.
Kiesa, interesting fight.
Chiesa's
Yeah,
ranked pretty well above him. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, I mean it would. I mean, as far as it definitely makes sense. But I'm talking about like as far as like a fight that would be like
exciting.
exciting
Yeah.
and like a delight to watch.
And
I
with
would like
more
to see him against Jeff
feathers.
Neal. I would like to see I would like to see him against RDA. I'd like to see him against the guy that the Leech. The Leech, like something like that. Like
Okay,
Is he a
delete.
welterweight though? Didn't
Leech is
RDA
welterweight,
went
right?
back to lightweight, didn't he?
Who Leech?
No, RDA.
RDA?
I think he went back to lightweight.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but so the other guys I mentioned, I think
Yeah.
those would be
No,
pretty good
yeah,
fights.
it's good because he's in a place where he has good options. It's not
Mhm.
just like crazy Masvidal type names there. He's got plenty of names to work with,
Yeah.
But he definitely needs a guy, I think, substantially ahead of him. He needs to move up. This cat is no joke, man.
Yeah.
I think I love Chiesa. I think he's gonna murder him. I think he beats the Leech. I think even a rematch with Wonderboy is a good matchup.
Hmm.
I don't think
Wonderboy, man.
Wonderboy wants that. I'm just saying I think that's a good matchup. Because his only two losses as of late have been Crazy Power Ranger Wonderboy and Leon Edwards.
Can you imagine the fireworks with him and Jeff Neal though?
Oh yeah, that would be a crazy fight.
Because
Crazy
I
fight.
think him and Jeff Neal are on they're on similar levels, and they both have a common loss to Wonderboy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like so, both of them were on a tear like before, the whole Wonderboy thing,
I
and
agree.
Yeah.
and yeah, so
I think out of everybody we said, I think Jeff Neal is the best option.
Yeah.
But if he gets that Nate
and I
Diaz,
think Jeff Neal is definitely ranked above him, I believe, if I'm not mistaken,
don't know. What
because
do
he
you
fought
think?
Wonderboy, huh?
Let's say he does fight Nate Diaz though. You think he could do it?
Do I think he could beat Nate Diaz? Yeah, 'cause Nate Diaz has been pretty inactive. If it's a 5 round fight,
It will be.
I don't know. I think it could be Nate Diaz for sure. I mean, Nate Diaz got that crazy pressure though. Like it's like nonstop. Nate Diaz's face could be like sliding off his skull, like he's still coming forward.
Yeah.
So you know what? I got to rethink that.
He took all
That's
them shots from
that's a war. That's a
That's a
fight
war.
of the night. That's a war, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree.
That's
I
a
agree.
tough one, man. I mean, I would say we know he can. It's tough. It depends how Nate comes in there though. And Nate's got a lot
if
of
he
stuff
doesn't-
to go to.
If he doesn't finish Nate, then that's going to be a problem for him, but then again, Luque is like this. He's weird because he also, I can't really see him getting finished either. So
Yeah.
that would just be,
Tough fight.
And Luque got cardio too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't get it twisted. It's just, I mean, Nate Diaz's cardio is like Ngannou's power. It doesn't make sense. The motherfucker
Yeah.
don't die.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Clay
Yeah,
Guida. You know,
yeah.
Clay Guida at the 5 rounds, he's like,
Yeah.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
All right. Welcome back to the Sugar Show. Shadow Valley. Now, I told people, I mean, I was telling you, it's not that I'm, just believe blindly in the hype, but I don't know why people were like counting him out off of the last fight. I'm like, dude, what happened was a freak accident. He lost, yeah, but the way he handled it is how he handled it. Whether he's arrogant or whatever, I don't care how arrogant you are. If you can fight, you can fight. You can back that shit up. That's just how it is. And Sean O'Malley believes in himself to the highest degree. He has the skill set, the tools he has, the way he mixes it up, leg kicks, spinning kicks, nice boxing, extremely unique feints, Bruce Lee style feints. This dude is a problem for anyone in that division. He pretty much pieced up Thomas, pieced him up the whole fight. Thomas had no answers for him. He landed about 2 good shots on him. That's about it, and some leg kicks. But once again, Sean O'Malley proved that the hype is not. The hype is warranted. He proves that he's a problem. He is a potential future champion. That's how I see it. And Thomas is a tough dude. Thomas Almeida is a tough guy who's been out for a while. But he's had time to kind of refresh himself. Tough dude. If Dominic Cruz calls out Sean O'Malley, I think the fight's going to happen because Sean O'Malley's not going to turn down Cruz. You know what I mean? Let's be honest here.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like and shout outs to Sean O'Malley for the way he landed that head kick before he did that first initial before he tried to do that initial walk off, which we'll talk about in a minute. But but yeah, that feint into that head kick was disgusting, bro. Like I feel like he faked low too. Like and then came up with that head kick. And that head kick was so fast. Like Almeida never saw that coming. Then like you said, his feints were crazy. He had 2 knockouts in one fight.
I almost forgot. Right, I almost forgot the fact that he kept composed even after he was disappointed by the first walk off. Like, oh man, he didn't get discouraged. He still kept composed. He still fought the way he fought. And that last time he dropped him, he's like, all right, cool. Like, you want blood? He's not done. All right, put all his energy into that. Knocked him out. Cold. Cold.
I'm not gonna lie, it's not something I should have been laughing at, but it was kind of funny to me. It was kind of funny because the thing is, it's like he said to himself, "Yo, we're not gonna do this again. Like, we're not gonna do this stupid shit again." Like he just put everything into that, like his whole weight. Like he just dropped a bomb on him, and then like on a corpse. You understand what I'm saying? Like that was some Ngannou shit. But like and then to do that at the end, so yeah, so that's a pretty dangerous guy because he's actually happy to put in more time in the octagon and collect more data and have more experience. He embraces that. So the most dangerous people are the ones who are technical and they enjoy fighting. Like they love it. Like Jorge loves fighting.
Yeah,
and he's technical, so and then man, the one criticism I have on him is I think the fact that he's a social media baby can have that can have like repercussions to him in the future, because he could be chasing the viral knockout so much that he could end up in fights longer than he has to and put himself in dangerous situations that he doesn't have to.
Yeah.
So I want to give a shout out to Almeida's chin. Good God, this man's skull is made out of adamantium. I mean, the beating he took was incredible. And it's like, we say that a lot because a man would take chops to the leg, which is hard and amazing. But this man took like 9,000 punches to the dome. It's just incredible. Punches, knees, kicks, everything. Shout out to Almeida's chin. He should retire and not do this to himself anymore. But yeah. Um, O'Malley is like an anime character. Something about him, he's fearless, and it's damn near inspiring. You know, it's he's in there and talking about the social media thing and him looking for the viral knockout. And you're right, it's a little creepy for older folk like us. But, it's crazy to think that like he thought he had the first one, and then he just works on another one because he didn't get it. It's terrifying to think that to even imagine that he played with this cat this whole time, just setting up for another viral one just so he could get it. That's insane, bro. We might be looking like a Conor McGregor 2.0 here, like no bullshit. And oh man, I want to thank Sean O'Malley for existing. He makes my life so much better. I love him. He's amazing. And I want to also say, at work today, which was very boring, I was on the phone with my cousin. I told you this guy's earlier that I was telling him, we were talking about O'Malley because he's a huge O'Malley guy, and I literally said, I think Dominic Cruz should be his next fight. I think I think he wants a name. Dominic Cruz doesn't really give a fuck about top fights or the spotlight, or especially 5-round fights. He doesn't really care about none of that right now because he's like, if you're not going to pay me more, why do I want to do more rounds? And it's an absolute great concept for a veteran to have. I think it's the perfect fight. I don't know if it should be a main event because I don't know if Dominic Cruz wants a main event, but then again, he's calling him out. So it's kind of like it has to kind of be a main event. I mean, O'Malley's going to be a fool not to take this fight. This is going to put him on the fast track.
Yep.
If he beats Dominic Cruz convincingly, he's got maybe one more fight and he's got a title shot. Maybe one more fight. And then it's a title shot. So it depends on how O'Malley wants to play this. Does O'Malley still want to just take his time? Because Dominic Cruz is the fast track. That's pretty much like Ngannou beating John Jones. You're beating the GOAT of the division. So like it's just you can't go slow after that.
Man,
no matter where Dominic Cruz is in his career. That's Dominic Cruz. The man that went like fucking 30 fights without losing. This man is no joke. Obviously I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean. But
so I could see if he is to fight Dominic Cruz and he runs through Dominic Cruz, the next potential matchup that they would set up is him and Cody. Or him and the winner of Rob Font versus Cody.
I was gonna say that, yeah. It might he might be on a fast track to one of those boys. That's a major level up. Because in all honesty, him and Cheeto Vera he wasn't dominating Cheeto by any means.
Like, I mean, he was getting the better of him in that fight. He was getting the better of him in that fight, but it's too early to say dominating.
Man.
No, he wasn't dominating.
Not by any means. Cheeto was going to give him the business if that kept going, man. And yeah, I mean, I want him to fight higher competition. I want to see what he's about. He's super confident. I think he has a good mind. Before he drinks too much Kool-Aid, I want him to get up there. I want him to move faster because I just don't think any of these lower level cats got anything for him. Yeah. And I think Dominic Cruz is the perfect fight. You have the greatest bantamweight so far that we've gotten at the tail end of his career, and and he's ranked far above you. It's just perfect. You test yourself against much higher competition, but not at their peak in a sense, because Dominic Cruz at his peak would have body don't have it. But yeah, I mean, I know you're gonna make that face. I know, but you weren't there, bros. You weren't there, bro. You didn't see it.
I mean, I watched the tapes.
To be honest, it might sound like blasphemy. But I think that O'Malley beats Cruz. This might sound crazy.
Now or his prime?
Right now.
Oh, I agree.
Like right now in my head, I'm looking at the movement. I'm looking at the Casey Kinney fight. I'm looking at both factors, and I think that Sean O'Malley's Cruz is tricky too, but Sean O'Malley is very tricky as well, and he has so many tools you don't know what to expect. This is why he's very similar to Corey Sandhagen in that regard. He's throwing all kinds of tools at you. You don't know if he's going high, low kicks. What spinning, you don't know. Plus, his feints are so tricky. Like I'm watching some of the
Cruz or
movement.
O'Malley?
O'Malley. Like I'm
It's
watching some of
Cruz.
the
Cruz is
Cruz
a master
too.
of feints.
Cruz too. But I feel like I'm pretty sure O'Malley kind of studied Cruz as well a little bit.
Yeah. But
So
studying,
so
you can't study for a man like Cruz, bro.
listen.
O'Malley has never faced a man that doesn't stop moving.
He hasn't, but I believe he has the style, the perfect style
I
for it.
agree. I
You know what
agree.
I mean?
100%.
And some slick things he does, some nuances that a lot of people probably don't catch. But man, it's gonna be a great. Imagine that fight. That's gonna be a great fight if it happens. A great fight if it happens, man. Um, hopefully he signs the contract if it's sent out, and hopefully we see that fight in April or May. Because like I want to wait until summertime to see that fight.
If he's smart, he signs that damn contract because
Yeah,
that's the fight he needs. It's so much better than any fight he can take right now
yeah,
because it's not much danger being that this guy's at the tail end of his career, but then he has all to gain. All to gain. If he loses, you could say, oh, he just got outsmarted by one of the greatest to ever do it. If he wins, he beat a guy in the tail end. Am I boring you, Rose? Am I boring you, buddy?
I didn't get much sleep.
I know.
Yo,
Do you think there's a better fight for O'Malley to take, or do you think Cruz is the fight to make?
Nah, Cruz is perfect because I still think he needs a mid-level test, but Cruz is still ranked above him, so it's like the perfect. Like it's not like he's not like a super like Aldo to me is still too much of a risk for O'Malley. You know what I'm saying? Like he's still too much of a he's still enough of a monster to where like because Cruz at least Cruz has no cartilage left like in his knees. You know what I'm saying? So but he's smart enough. He's smart enough to make that a really good fight.
He really is.
He's Cruz is smart and crafty enough to still, keep the fight going. So that's why I say it's a good mid-level test before he goes all the way to like the tough test.
Look. Honestly, in my opinion, someone who talks that much trash, someone who's that confident in themselves and believes that they're superior, man, throw them to the wolves. All right, you are who you say you are. Here's Cruz. Here's the top of the top. See what you got.
100%. I think that's the fight to make, man.
The thing is, I'm such a fan of O'Malley that I don't want to see him get Rory McDonald. Like Rory McDonald had all the potential in the world to be a UFC champion, but he got in some disgusting wars early on, too early. Carlos Condit, Robbie Lawler, these guys shortened not only his career but his lifespan like considerably. So Like I don't want to see O'Malley get Rory McDonald. So I'll take the Cruz. I'll definitely take the Cruz fight right now, and then we can move on to, the Aldos and the Marlon Moraeses of the world.
We all believe O'Malley's gonna win, but don't sleep on Cruz.
Oh yeah, I agree. I agree. Cruz is always a problem.
That's a
He's crafty.
Nightmare fight for O'Malley. Because O'Malley's all about striking. So, can he hit a target that never stops moving? And Dominic Cruz is asking for it. Dominic Cruz is asking for it. That's the part that fucks me up so much.
So this is why I think O'Malley would win. Like the tools that O'Malley, I see the fight playing out this way. I think O'Malley, since he's so tall and lanky, and he has powerful leg kicks, he's gonna lead with that. He's gonna lead with those leg kicks, which you've seen that Cruz is vulnerable to, like when he was fighting like Henry Cejudo. Now imagine how much easier it will be for O'Malley to catch that calf. That because what's his name? Henry Cejudo is like 3'11", and he was catching those legs. You know, so what I'm saying? And stabilizing him. So O'Malley's definitely gonna get to that leg a lot faster. He kicks just as hard as Henry Cejudo, if not harder. And then also he moves constantly as well. So plus you mix that with the feints. I mean, I think O'Malley's biggest challenge is just the fact that Cruz has that movement, but I think there's more challenges on the other end.
Yeah, yeah.
Agreed.
All right, the man of the
So
hour,
So real quick,
Jones.
what y'all
Yeah.
what y'all think about this Till Vittori fight?
Oh, Silvatore. Very interesting matchup.
Who you think has more to worry about in this fight?
To be completely honest, I think that Till has more to worry about. I think that Vittori is a hidden killer who's kind of overlooked, but he showed his last fight. This is a problem. He's motivated. He improved a lot. You know, he fought Israel to a decision, and he's coming. But I think this is also a chance for prove to Till to prove. Listen, I'm still here. You know, I still got it. You know, I'm still young. I'm still learning. So don't sleep on me either. Um, Even though Till lost to Masvidal, he dropped Jorge early on. You remember that when he fought Gastelum, he hurt him as well early on, I believe, with an elbow or something. He hurt him. So Till is still very dangerous, and I think that the matchup, if Vettori comes in hot and heavy in this fight, Till might be able to counter him with something unexpected and hurt him. You know, so I think Till is going to win this fight and surprise a lot of people. Or it's going to be a boring fight because Till's going to be moving a lot and Vittori's going to be playing it smart. But I have Till winning this fight by uh, TKO.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Till was to catch him like is to catch him because Till has those crazy feints and he'll feint and throw like minimal volume like for a long period of time too. Like he'll go round after round, not throwing much. So that means that you're basically on edge the whole time. However, I think what's his name? Vittori is probably gonna win a very boring decision like with Till. Like I think he's gonna take him down um multiple times, lay and pray, and yeah, that'll be that.
I could definitely see that happening. I think this fight is going to depend on what Till shows up. Like, I think that really is. If Till shows up mad aggressive, um, it could make for a quicker fight on either end. It could be bad on his end, or it could be he could catch
Yeah.
us off guard. But I agree with you, Rose. I think this is going to be like I don't want to say it, but I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be. I think it's gonna be like a cancellation kind of deal, you know. Vittori's gonna like it depends on how much Vittori respects Darren Till's hands, which he should. But Vittori's also like that dude looks like he was made in the lab, bro. Like you ever seen his neck when he like flexes? He looks terrifying, bro.
Yeah, he's like a baby.
Like they
He's like
put
a
some
baby.
animals together.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
know, like he's scary, bro. Oh, something about that cat don't sit right. You know, like I think he's 730. Like I think he's he's a problem, man. I think he's gonna beat Till.
For sure.
I think Till is gonna work his way into like acting or commentating. But I think I don't know. Well, it depends. Who knows? Till is a beast. I ain't disrespecting that man. He could easily win this fight too. That's what makes this fight good. This fight is like one of those like I wonder how the odds maker is gonna do it.
Yeah.
I wonder how close they're gonna make it.
I mean, I think Till versus Izzy would be more exciting than Till versus Vittori.
Well, duh.
But
Who said
yeah,
that wouldn't be?
I don't know. Huh?
Anybody versus Izzy would be more exciting. Anybody.
No. You understand what I'm saying? I'm saying I think Vittori is gonna be a more exciting. I mean, Till is gonna be a more exciting matchup for Izzy than Vittori will be for
Yeah.
Izzy.
Gotcha.
What?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think either one. I think either one is going to be a fantastic match. I think Vittori has more tools, to be honest. And I think Till comes out. I mean, Till's gonna be fun because I know Adesanya's gonna want to just stand with him. You know, he's not gonna want to take it down like that. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. But I think Adesanya face plants him. I think Adesanya is gonna outclass him, unfortunately. and we're gonna see him face down, or maybe do the Stipe with the guitar. That was a good one. But
That was savage.
that was
That was
so.
savage. Did you make that meme or did you find it?
Yeah, I found it. Somebody posted it on the timeline. I'm like, yeah.
I thought he made it
I thought
because
he made
that
it
would have
too.
been such a Jim thing to do.
'Cause
Like Jim has
when
made
saw
memes
I was
before.
like, oh, I gotta show this to Jem, and I was like, oh shit, that was Jem. Oh shit.
Oh man, like that was a hell of a guitar solo. But
You can't do anything in this world. You're an instant meme right after that. Nothing can happen.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but I mean, yeah.
Even if you do something good, you're a meme. It's just like, it's funny. Don't get me wrong, but damn.
by the way, what were you like? I already asked Jim this, but what were you thinking when and when after Ngannou landed that jab, and then Stipe actually came back and gave him that right hand, like with everything he had. Like, what were you thinking at that moment? Were you thinking like, oh shit, like Stipe's about to like come back, or what were you thinking at that point? Or
I
did you
said,
see that he was about to get lit up?
I think I was like, aw.
Oh, okay, got it.
Here's the thing
That
about
was like that was
Francis.
cute. Okay.
Like Francis, the way he's built, like honestly, so a lot of like having a chin. What people don't realize is that your neck also has to do with that as well. How well you take a punch, or we call it a punch, is your neck. So me, I have a very skinny neck, so I avoid getting hit because I know a clean one could put me to sleep. But
You're right, but not the size of your neck.
not you right, exactly. But Francis, man, you're gonna need a sledgehammer to take him out of there. Like
Francis loses only two ways: by decision or by submission. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think he's getting knocked out. I don't
Yeah.
think he's gonna give you the time to knock him out. It's just like, I mean,
Yeah.
especially if he, keeps that mindset, that relaxed mindset. You don't need to go freaking Rosenstrike on everybody. How he just came like windmilling. Like, you don't need to do that on everybody. Especially where you at now, because you only gonna be facing the cream of the crop now. So he's got Derek Lewis coming up. He's got Cyril Gahn coming up. He's got some animals. So.
But I mean, he did clean out most of the division already. Like he Rosenstrike was a
I
big
agree.
threat. He's going. Curtis
I
Blaze.
want him to avenge that Derek Lewis loss. I really, really
Yeah.
want.
Same here.
I need him for his legacy to do that. If John Jones doesn't, but I'm saying, like, I need him to do that. I really want to. I want to see Cyril Gahn. I want to see him move up and grab and go for it. I also, as odd of this is gonna be completely out of bounds. I would love to see him fight the winner, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? That'd be fun. To just, I mean, why not? If you did it
I
with,
mean, you want to see him?
and Dana constantly says the heavyweight championship is the most important belt in sports. I disagree with him. I think it's the most important belt in boxing. But in MMA, no matter which way you swing it, it's the midweight guys that are the cream of the fucking crop. It's the middleweights, it's the welterweights, it's the lightweights. That's what MMA is about. And we know nobody wants to see two very large men greasing all over each other on the floor. It's just, who wants to see Tai Tuivasa and some other fat guy all over the floor? Nobody want to see that, bro.
Who's tired after the first round?
I want to see, like, I would love to see Oliveira and Chandler go in a ground fight. I would love to see that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a different world. But in boxing, that is the most coveted. There is nothing more important than to be the fucking baddest man on the planet. And Ngannou got hands already, so it's like, and he don't have to worry about the takedown. And Ngannou already said he wants it. He said it clearly in an interview. He was like, I would love to fight Tyson Fury. Love to fight that man.
Damn, I wouldn't want to see that because we're talking about a 12-rounder. Like we're talking about we're talking about guys who are used to fighting 12 rounds. And especially if you're talking about Tyson Fury, Jesus Christ, like that dude moves around, huh?
I ain't saying he's gonna beat him. I just want to see.
Oh, okay.
the fight
will be winning. I'm talking about like 2 or 3 defenses.
Yeah.
And then after that, we're really gonna start being like, who's left in the heavyweight division.
Yeah. Oh man, now imagine how tough of a spot Curtis Blades is in. Like, Curtis Blades can't go anywhere now. Like he has to keep fighting and fighting. Curtis Blades is not getting a title shot anytime soon again.
Nah, he's gonna be the Bellator champion soon.
He just sent them off. But as far as the Derek Lewis fight, that fight in a way kind of concerns me as well, because of the fact that Derek Lewis is also a lot more patient than he used to be. And the thing is, neither one of them can get into that fire. You see what I'm saying? Like, so it's like it basically comes down to who lands first. And that's the thing that makes it like concerning for me. It's literally like a game of Russian roulette. Like it's not like Ngannou versus anyone else. Like this is actual Russian roulette in fighting.
That exactly is what caused that wonderful fight.
The stalemate.
You know, like that's exactly it. So it's like both of them know that the other can stop it in a second, in a blink of an eye. Both of them. Because if Derek Lewis connects on Ngannou, we praising his chin, but this Derek Lewis, man, the most knockouts in UFC history.
Yeah,
and Derek Lewis don't give a fuck. He go right in there. I mean, I hope when this happens, I just hope it's not like the first one, man. We don't need that again.
I don't think so.
Don't need that.
I honestly think that happened because Francis was so messed up over the loss to Stipe that his mind was just kind of in a whole different place. Like Francis was just messed up mentally.
Lewis has to be blamed too. Because if Francis was in that mindset, Lewis should have wailed on him, you know, because Francis wasn't throwing anything. So
yeah, that was a weird fight, to be honest.
Yeah, and we went out. I was in this old spot we used to go to in Queens. Missed that spot. It was the best UFC spot, man. Best. Because Queens is live with UFC. Shout out to Queens. They UFC fans out there, bro. But we was in a total spot. And I'm talking about the place the anger building. It was like 150 people there. Just anger. Everybody wanted to fuck each other up because they weren't doing it to each other. It was crazy. It was literally, I was like,
yeah. I'll say this though, Ngannou definitely has like great leg kicks now. Great calf.
Yeah.
So I mean, he might not have to go into the fire with Derek Lewis. He might just at one point he even faked a jab into a calf kick on Stipe. I was like, what?
He did.
Like he's not just throwing leg kicks, he's feigning into them too. I'm out.
And you ever notice Derek Lewis's legs do kind of like a knees together?
Yeah.
I always found that weird. And I always say to myself, like, what if he gets really leg kicked? Like that don't look good the way they go out. Because all they got to do is hit him at the top of that calf, and like your knee's already like close to your other knee.
Son, if he takes a couple of leg kicks from Ngannou, that kneecap is flying off.
Especially with those tree trunks that man got. Good God.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
I want his body. I want to look like Ngannou. She is my personal trainer. Francis, train me.
Oh, man. Well, that does it. We don't have another fight. We don't have a fight this weekend, but we'll definitely be on
next weekend.
Yeah. We'll be back on. So peace out. Stay bloody.
John.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far.
Peace out.
So.